Are you struggling with accuracy or feeling like your shots lack power? The real issue might be how or if you're even releasing the club. In this video, we'll break down one of golf's most misunderstood moves and show you how learning to release the club the right way can instantly lead to straighter, longer and more effortless shots. So what actually is releasing the club head? Okay, well basically, as the club moves through the swing, it's rotation through the ball, through the impact area. Okay, no straight lines, no trying to keep the club square to the target. And therein lies the reason why most people don't release the club. If I take a sort of a start position with my beliefs, with my swing thoughts being keep the club face as square as I can for as long as I can in both directions, and the swing path as straight as I can for as long as I can in both directions, we can see very much how I'm not using my wrists or my arms in any way, shape or form. Okay? As a consequence, there's quite a lot of movement there in my hands and arms for very little speed and for not much extra club head movement. Now the result of which, of course, leads to, as I said, no release of the club and a lack of power. And there's me trying to swing, keeping that club in a straighter line for as long as possible and trying to keep that club face as square as I can for as long as I can. So why would I try and do something like that when we can see how unnatural the whole thing looks? Again, the misconception that straight lines equal straight shots. The control of the swing is what's needed to play good golf. Where to gain control, let go, give up control of certainly a lot of things. So what's your options? What's your alternative here? Well, have we considered that the club doesn't have to stay in a straight line and that club face doesn't have to stay square for any amount of time longer than when it makes impact with the golf ball? So when I let the club face rotate, when I let the swing rotate, okay, all of a sudden things start to change shape. Now in order for this club to rotate, of course I need some movement. That movement coming, look at my hands and wrists and elbows all of a sudden. Okay, they're freed up and they're starting to swing and starting to move. Ultimately, on an efficiency side of things, physically, I mean, the distance that the grip of the club, if you like, is travelling is fairly minimal. The distance the club head is travelling is, quite significant. Okay, so therein lies my efficiency. I'm not doing very much, but yet the club head travelling quite a significant distance. Now, if we go back down the other way of, I can't let my wrists move like that. I have to keep my wrists straight. I have to swing straight and keep the club face square. And see what starts to happen. The grip is travelling significantly more distance, but yet the club head is travelling now significantly less distance at the same time as slowing down. So I'm working harder, the club is working less, and things are all starting to look a little bit unnatural and awkward. And also, here's a favourite of a lot of people, just digressing slightly, but the old chicken wing. Okay, well, as soon as I try and keep this straight and try and swing in a straight line, I'm starting to get into this funny old awkward position. And people are often, I've got a chicken wing and I can't get rid of it. It's nothing here we need to change symptomatically. It's this belief of not releasing, keeping things straight, keeping things square, that you can just start to see results in this. Same on the way back. As soon as I relax and allow rotation of the club head, rotation of the swing path, by allowing the wrists to move and play and the elbows to soften, chicken wing, gone, vanished, finito. I'm not even thinking about it. Consequential. Okay? So nice and relaxed. Allow the club face to rotate. Allow it to release. Allow the swing to rotate. by allowing your wrists and arms to move and flow. Again, no chicken wing there. All right. So, all very well in saying that and demonstrating it. I'd like to think that certainly looks more natural, certainly looks easier. What's the consequence of all of this here? Okay, so as I stand in there and trust, relax to the hands, that's it, and just using the wrist there to just let the club head swing and rotate. Okay, I just hit a few on there and just start to get a little bit of a pattern forming. No intent to keep the club face square. I have to work at that. I don't want to work at anything. I want to be enjoying my golf naturally and freely. I don't want to be muscle memory, ingrain this, ingrain that. They're all things that if you have to ingrain something or get my muscles to remember something, it's suggesting they don't want to do it in the first place. Just let them be. That's it, naturally. That doesn't take any muscle memory, that doesn't take any ingraining, I can already do it. Why don't people do it? Because again, they don't understand, they don't believe, they don't know that they're allowed to do this sort of thing. So when we understand, of course, releasing the club is rotation. Rotation requires movement. Okay, well, there's my movement in the wrists, in the elbows. We know that leads to getting rid of a fundamental flaw in the swing of the old chicken wing. It keeps things nice and compact. But nothing but wrists. I say the poor old wrists get blamed for all the inconsistencies and inaccuracies. Yet you can see on these shots that I'm playing here, with nothing but wrists, I'm getting a nice little draw. Let's start to analyse what's going on the screen there. So my early shots with the stiff wrists and the straight swing and the square club face, I mean, that's looking at 30 yards and to the right. All of a sudden now I'm starting to get a little bit of a pattern forming between 40 and 60 yards, so 50 yards there. I'm actually starting to get a little bit of a draw in there as well. Okay, and of course it makes a nice bit of sense that a draw coming from a rotating club, you know, your slices, your pushes, your fades, your shanks, anything to the right basically comes from a straight line. More to the point, even those of you that do have a bit of rotation in the club maybe question and challenge, do I even allow it to do it enough? Could it rotate more than I possibly believe? And what's the outcome of that? So really in here, you can see the efficiency, that grip's hardly travelling, but the club head's moving significantly. Okay, so I'm doing less, the club's doing more. We can see there the distance that's coming out of it. I mean, I'm gaining 20 yards by letting the wrists work, consequently the club rotating and releasing with a ropey strike. But again, regardless, the club's moving at speed through there, little draw, nice. Yeah, let's just take it back again on the demonstration front two. Nope, not having any of that. Not going to let my wrists hinge. Going to keep them straight. Not going to let the club rotate. I don't like the idea of that. I'm going to keep it as square as I can and as straight as I can for as long as I can. Well, we can see the consequences before hitting the golf ball that I've now got no release. Okay, the club head is slowing down. I'm moving and working more in the wrong areas than I need to. And if I start to extend that into the full swing, well, welcome back, Mr. Chicken Wing, and, you know, strain on my back. Things are just not moving naturally, okay? Let alone to put that into a full swing. Square, straight, stiff. You know, it's feeding everything off to the right. As usual, of course, yes, bit of over-exaggeration to just get the point across, but it's factual. You can see there, if I just do less of it, I get less of that. But of course, well, let's do less of it, less of it, less of it, until I'm not doing it at all. And I actually start moving in the right way with the rotation of the club, the rotation of the swing, by allowing the wrists and the elbows in there. I've hit some little shots already which have gone further. So that intent, if you like, of a full shot there with the straight arms and the straight lines and square club face, you know, 90 yards. All right, and let's now just let this rotation come into the whole thing. And with a mere flick of the wrist, I mean, I'm now up to there, whatever that is, 110 yards. I mean, 20 yards further by letting the swing play. And of course, straighter.
So if you've just found Easiest Swing, just come and join the thousands of golfers around the world who are finding an easier way to play the game. It's not technical, it's not difficult, anybody can do it, and you can improve your game in the simplest possible way. You just need to check out our website, easiestswing.com. You can sign up for our newsletter. We've also got the Positive Impact Golf book there, where you can download the first few chapters and get a look at that, see what you think, and if you want to, you can get the rest of the book, and you can also have a look at our new book, The Easiest Swing in Golf. So I hope you enjoy those resources. easiestswing.com.
Trusting then how that can just flow with no control from me, just purely wrists. To say their poor old wrists are always blamed for inaccuracies and inconsistencies, yet here we go with nothing but wrists, dead straight. Again, 50, 60 yards versus square club face for as long as I can, straight swing path for as long as I can, consequently not using the wrists and stuff. Inefficiency, hard work, I'm slowing down, I'm working more, as I said, and there's my distance straight back down again to 30 yards with a decent strike. We can see it on the computer there, but if I haven't got the computer, you know, that's where, you know, the old hole-in-ones and the swing caddies that we use, they come in, again with the visual of the swing, but with the feedback of the click. We can start to very much see with this swing here how, as we've been explaining, no wrists, straight lines in the swing, trying to keep things square and straight, no click. Okay, now of course the click is a reflection of the acceleration of the club, and here I am, and you can see I'm gradually picking up some speed and some effort, and yet still, finally, it clicked. I'm starting to work quite hard for 17 mile an hour. How much I had to increase my effort to get it to go 17 mile an hour and click at that speed. What's my alternative? As we've been explaining, that's it, let this come in here. All of a sudden, hey, crikey, 17 mile an hour, yeah, it's not a lot of speed, but yeah, again, I'm getting it effortlessly. Just letting those wrists play in there, take the wrists out of it, completely lose the speed, yet I'm appearing to work harder. Keep it straight, hold it off. Chicken wing, thanks very much. Relax. Instantly, it's in there. Unhanded. That's it, just letting that work. Now again, great, we can see that's working. We can see how that's consistent, easy, efficient. Oh yeah, but it's out of control. You know, I won't ever hit it straight. I can't let that be. Oh, again, let's now prove it the other way with the club and the actual feedback. With nothing but that, there she goes again. Now, again, this is all very well, that's lovely, but I can't go around a golf course just like this. Well, that's it, just let the swing, again, there's my key words, let the swing follow. Once we've initiated the movement with a swish of the club head, rotation, release of the hands and the wrists, that's it. The arms follow, the arms are swinging, that encourages the body. Again, let it be encouraged, don't fight it, go with it. Okay, well, very much our message here at Easiest Swing, of course, that's it. You know, the movement, the weight transference, the turn, these things only come about because of movement. I can't move and keep still at the same time. So embrace those things, get the club head swinging, feel it, trust it, and I say let that sort of leak in to the overall swing. And again, due to allowing my wrists to move, allowing the club face to release, allowing the swing path to rotate, all of a sudden I'm getting a nice little draw on there. Good golf is easy. Easy golf is because it's natural. Everything just flows. You can see there's nothing going on that doesn't want to be going on. Okay, I start to get in there with not using the wrist as per, you know, today's video, but I couple that in there with the 3 deadly don'ts: head still, feet still. You know, that looks good. None of that wants to happen. Just let it go. And here we are with the harmony of the swing, all stemming from this idea that I'm allowed to let that club rotate. I'm allowed to let that club face rotate. Okay, so just a bit of understanding there, a few visuals, guys, in both the swing and what happens to the outcome of the shot, both in boiling it right down to just literally, let's do a quick one-on-one. So wrists, rotation, freedom. Nice, lovely strike. What are we going to get out of that one? 50 plus yards. Versus, nope, no movement, no rotation of the club, no rotation of swing path, square, straight, stiff, back, forwards, hunky chunky, and barely making it 30 yards. Again, these are things that make sense initially before questioning it. Well, hit it straight, swing straight. But no, complete opposite. Let it go, let it swing. That's it. A little bit of arms involved in that to take it a little bit further. Okay, we'll follow with the arms, follow with the body, bring it into the whole swing. Relaxed. So get out onto the driving range there then, folks. You know, regardless of whether you've got one of the swing training aids or not, trust yourself. You can release the club. Okay, we can rotate, we can swing. Let that get in there. More to the point, take that to the golf course. Really challenge yourself. Let go. Very much hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in future videos.